I need to give a bit of analysis for the cases of Kasese district, especially on teenage pregnancies. And this analysis is based on the information that we are gathering from our health centers in the district, where we got information with support from Baylor in 137 health centers, including the private-owned health centers that are offering antenatal, and the number of teenage pregnancies for the children or girls below 19 years, it is alarming. If I can give just an example of girls between 15 and 19 years for 2021, those who reported for first antenatal in those health centers, there are 6,328. You can see the number is alarming. And for those children, the girls below 15 years and below, that is 14 and below, in this 2021, those who have managed to reach health centers for antenatal for the first time, they are 90. In total, we are now having 6,418 from maybe 12 years now to 19. Because why I'm talking of 12 years, last month I visited 3 of the children who gave birth at 13 years. This shows that that child must have got a pregnancy when that child was towards ending 11th year or in the 12th early year. For Kasese district, somebody may say, the number is so alarming. You have even seen at national level, they are putting Kasese being the third with around 7,000 plus. But to me, this is attributed to some reasons to why this number is reaching that level. First of all, I need to appreciate the efforts of different stakeholders that we are putting together to make sure that even when our children have been sexually abused, but they can get a service and they go for antenatal. This work is being done by the parasocial workers at village levels. The chairpersonnel C1s who are active and positive in child protection. They are encouraging the parents and the children to go for antenatal. We're also having the CDOs, community development officers, the peacemakers, the development partners. They have gone up to village level to make sure that the children's rights are known, and therefore going for antenatal is one of them. I'm also seeing the work of the VHTs. They are doing a lot of work, and we do appreciate the health team. Everybody in the system of protecting the rights of the children, we do appreciate. It's through your efforts that we are managing to get this data. Without you, we wouldn't get to know how many have gone for antenatal.
What is bringing right now the teenage pregnancies? We have challenges of poor parenting by our parents. Parents are not doing their role. We have left the children at God's mercy. Children are there with maids. Children are there just at home, who have gone to look for what the children will eat. We also have another challenge of poor reporting. Out of those cases, there are very few cases that have been reported at police as defilement cases. You find some parents come and report. At the end of the day, they come back and say, we are not interested in the case. Then at the end of it all, if there is no substantive evidence, this case will die. We also have a challenge of the terrain, where we have defilers or perpetrators. These people end up running up the mountain or crossing to Congo, because we are bordering Congo. At the end of the day, to look for this perpetrator, it's always a challenge.
As Teenange district, we are really not doing well. And for those of you who could have come across the recent parliament, I think around the 3rd, where our Mama Janet Museveni was part of that meeting or the gathering, and they're trying to put across the different statistics of how the teenage pregnancies, the child marriages, how they are within the entire country. And under our region here in Rwenzori, it came out that Teenange district and Kasese, they were actually leading. We are really facing a very big challenge in terms of our children getting pregnant. And it's out of this that even we have those that are already married off. We have to really come up to have a plan on how we can curb these vices, because the pandemic has increased the problem. The parents have left the role they're supposed to participate in the upbringing of their children, better parenting practices and the like. The parents are no longer at home. In fact, during this pandemic, we are realizing the importance of a teacher, because most of the children normally stay at school. But now you find parents are neglecting their children. The time that they've been with them, they have gotten spoiled, meaning they are not taking over their responsibilities as parents. They are leaving the burden to maybe the maids or to these other caretakers. They're entrusting their responsibilities with others or their children. And yet these very people we trust that they can help our children are the very perpetrators, or the very people who are spoiling our children.
Abaraganga metamba mpevas nyine mya 16 nyikanya kitoko libi bakantweka ndi musomero ndi P6 abantu ekeiso yangu umwana ntaka kutea amabalo kumurolera nimba nabo berinde batabatweka bachali musomero.
Amabara kansime zeni ninduga busoma B. Nkakura ntayinisenyo wisenya akafa yansigande muto. Ubuna kuzire myaka 17 narora tinyine cyo gukora tinkusoba kweyamba nafuna musaiza namanya najya kundolera mbulike mutiyona. Ubuna toirendo musaiza yanga kundolera kunyamba. Ubuna zeire nagaruka muka mwa mama. Atsaze nundi muka mwa mama nisigo mwana muka ni ngenda kutera amabale nikwefuna yakasente kugura sukali ne sabuni byo mwana. Abisiki nimba havura nabo batagenda mukohebu kwango kunagiremu ningenda kuswerwa nimanya musiza nyajya kunyamba kandi atakunyamba. Nimba havura abisiki batahe bange bikare nabo batakole byange binakoze.
Amabara ni nyote mbagamba star ninduga busoma B nyowe nkafuna obuzibu natwalenda nkabangiza nti omusajja najja kunyamba nyine emyaka 14 obu nafunerenda obu yalinekura omusajja yiruka yagenda namanya nti obu ndazaara ejja kugaruka obu nazeeya nabo yalema kugaruka nkayiya muno nagula ebyahe nagura bafu nazaara omwana betu nagunu gwakatakaijaga nimpiya muno kora nafuna sente z'obusera n'ez'esabuni omwana nkamuiha ibere abwokunyonka kumfuna omulimu abazeeyi bange bakagamba ngo miseze nenda nabo bakaba bakimanyi bati omusajja najja kunyamba betatu bakarata kunyamba obu nenda nkabangambira okugiyamu abazeeyi bange bantanga obu n'abazeeyi bange tubakweyamba betu nkaguma muno nakuza omwana wange uko bagenzi bange nimbagamba batapapa muno kuzaara webizibu ebimboine ebizibu ebimboinemu okuntweka bakanga kundolera nimbahabura muno batapapa kuzaara
nyama bagange banyetya Kimasara ninduganya Kitokolibi gazara bakantweka gaba nisoma gaba ndi mchakatano bantweka nazaramuka baba omwana tumanyire timanyire na mbere akikara nindolera omwana wange nisera kasenta habwange nimurolera nimutwara obwarara ninyo mutwara mwirwaro mugura kasabuni mugura magita nyowe musaida wange tinkumanya na mbere akikara tinkumanya abo wabo abo omwana tinkumanya kale byona musaida wange nyowe akantweka yagena gaba nisoma na Kitokoli primary school ine myaka 15 ninyerolera nyeka akantweka nyine myaka 14 yagenda tinkumanya na mbere akikara abange kale bakabihwa kundi omusaida akakoraka akairuka yagenda no waba timanyire ati naleka kusoma naijamuka nazara omwana wange ngugu ali mukukura ninyo nkumurolera buli kyo mukyona nyo abaisikiva katayibange nimbagambira berinde kubatweka osera omusida wao kuswera kutwara osento wani akairuka ati nyo nkakenda polisi bangaguza omusaita tinkumanya na mbere ali twabirugamu twabereka nyama baraganga banyita tungu ya yeri ninduka mna Kitokolibi ine myaka 17 bakantweka ngabandi mucyomukaga mfrede byamaze kuntweka yakwata manda yagenda obu yagenzere yabura takumpa buyambi naikara muka umwana sazino alimuka ninyo nimurolera ninkora kurora namugura buli kintu cyona saza nkaliruga abo umwana abakwa tuso kusoma ino umwana kasobora nabazire bange nabatabaina sente saza ninyo kurolera umwana ise mwana timanye na mbere ali betu mumanyire timanye na mbere ali akairuka yagenda yansigira umwana hata yansigira umwana saza no mwana ndi nawe umwana yakamara amezi 7 saza takumpa kantu timanye na mbere ali nanga abatantere batanzuma kintu kumba agamba okutwekere none agamba nanka yiruka yakoraki yagenda hata nababirugaho naikara nyo narolera omwana wange nisera 10 nimpagasa kurora nakoraki namurolera so umuntu wakumurolera nogu ninyo kumurolera nyenka nikoraki nimbona bana nisera sente abasika batayibanye yo nigaba beirinda kurungi basome batisana nkanyowe abokuba ebintu nkebine bitalibaniza muno kuzaru cyane mwana muto bagume bakule balazaro mumaze kukora
We have also seen an increase, upsurge in teenage and early pregnancies, young girls, because people are confined. And people are confined, you find that most of them are idle. And you know, they say an idle mind is a workshop of a devil. So those are the key issues. But from the conference, if you note, men have been put on the spot as perpetrators of gender-based violence, including early pregnancies and teenage pregnancies. But the question we ask, what are the triggers of this? To me, in my own analysis, I look at several things ranging from social, economic, as well as political. Because when you look at, for example, now, the traditional role of men, of providers, has been challenged. So there is increasing family neglect.
Okay, maybe I would like to inform members of the public out there to make use of the offices of child and family to report cases of gender-based violence, domestic violence, and violence against children. Do not take law in your hands. Do not suffer in silence. Get to know that there is an office where you can report. You can choose to go to the LCs or go to your neighbor and share with them whatever is paining you. But you can also go straight to court. There is that provision. Wherever you go, you're able to be helped.
Has no peace will impact negatively on the economy of the country, will impact negatively on the social status of the people living in the country. And because cultural institutions, the different stakeholders, the non-government organizations, the community-based organizations, and the civil servants in the different districts know this, they have come together and they are fighting to ensure that people are sensitized. There is that continuous awareness in communities to ensure that gender-based violence is totally fought. This cannot stop in a day, but when we look at what is happening today, we are better than how we were yesterday. I wish to thank everybody who has combined efforts to ensure that we end the gender-based violence in the Rwenzori region. The people in the Rwenzori region are proud to say that we are taking seriously this problem, and we are informing everybody to be an ambassador to sensitize the different people in all the 9 districts and the city, and tell them end gender-based violence. And once everybody is aware of this, once everybody knows that with gender-based violence, you cannot have a peaceful home, you cannot have a peaceful community, then we shall end up all fighting the vice. We are struggling to ensure that everybody becomes a partner in this, everybody becomes an ambassador. And we are lobbying seriously to bring everybody on board. I want to call upon all stakeholders. I want to call upon
Dear viewers of UBC TV Inspiring Uganda, you are most welcome to the Circle Matters program, from where tonight we opted to go to Kireka Border Circle, where we are talking about the benefits of being a member of a SACCO, as well as what products or what services can a SACCO do based on its member needs. And we're getting an example of that from Chireka Boda Boda Police Stage SACCO. We are going to talk to the leadership there to be able to tell us the benefits that we have accrued, how they have been able to manage their members, and how been able to manage the resources that they got from the presidential initiative, project of government, and how others can learn from that support which they have got from government and have utilized it very well. This is a classic example of how to do proper investment with the members. You're most welcome to the program. Dear viewers, tonight we are privileged to host one of the SACCOs that can give us an experience from which you can now also get interested. We are at Chireka Boda Boda Police Stage, from where we are talking to one of the SACCOs to tell us what's important about the SACCO, how to use the SACCO, and how they are actually benefited. We are basically going to focus on the benefits that a SACCO can really give. What investments can you get from a SACCO? Chamksanti Nina Chairman wa SACCO eno ne secretary bensobodde olwaliro okuba nti bagenda otwogera naffe ebikwatagana ku SACCO. Sebo otweyanza nnyo okuba nti otuuse ku mukutu gwa UBC TV Inspiring Uganda okuba nti osobola okwogera n'abantu ekikwatagana ku SACCO. Mbadde nsaba weyanjulire abatulaba n'ekyokubiri otubuulire kiki ekyabaleetera okuba nti muteekawo SACCO.
Amanya bampita Kasozi Yasin nga nze chairman w'Ekireka Boda Boda Police Stage SACCO and Saving Credit wano Ekireka ku stage, era tuli wano ndi musanyufu okulaba nga abantu nga bano bantuuseeko obuntu gwange okusosa okubeera ku TV. Kikyamuzannyo kitegeeza tulina we tutuuse. Obadde ombuuza wetutandikidde kubeera SACCO yajja etya okubeera nga tutuuse okubeera SACCO ki ekyabaawo. Ffe ng'aba boda stage wano ku poliisi we tukolera era we tuzivugira twatandika n'ebitabo byaffe nga ffe tweyiya n'ebitabo byaffe katukuyita okweyiya nti katutereka akasente kano katuyambe ebizibu bye tusanga mu makubo. Batutomera tetuliko mwasirizi tweyiya ffeka ng'aba boda ffe bantu abali ango towulyanko na MP ava nayogerera wa boda boda ntayambibwe bwati naye wabeera bwefujjo wa boda yalikola buli kikyamu kyonna omunabyabufuzi byayagala abireeta mu ffe naye ffe twagamba tuli bafujjo naye netugamba nti kikijja kukola awane ewaffe. Ffe tuze mu boda boda okulaba nga twejja mu bwavu nga tweterekera akasente kaffe. Netandika okubanga tulina ekibiina kyaffe kyali kyakakadde kyali ky'abantu 5 nga
fujjo lye lyabaye sookola ekibiina nga bwete bafujjo omwalina obuzibu
tebwali lyali fujjo nga bwe bakwata omuntu ekambala ne bamuseba bali mu fujjo teryamuyamba ate nga wa boda kati nentuula neŋŋamba nenjiya gye nali ntudde nesinkana sekretari wange ono nemuga naye musajja gwe twe tetukolayo akabiina twalina mu kibuga eyo nga ne stage etenatandikawo twe tetufunayo akabiina akaffe nterekayo afazaala omutwalo ewiiki nitugabana naŋŋamba nti kinasoboka ababoda nga bayaaye tetumutube timuga teyinza nga tetwesigangana neŋŋamba bijja kukola netutandika ekibiina twali 5 emitwalo gyaffe emeka 5 buli wiiki. Kati ewiiki nga bweggwako kyali kyagabana bugabanyi nkujjira nja kutuusa ku kinyisu ng'ekintu sikitandika mpola tutereka twagenda olwaba tweyonzeeko mukikola mutya ntugamba tezijja kuwera tuweze abantu kati 5 tugenda olwa tuweze 10 abatano batuyinga kati omulundi ki omuntu were 10 sikeekakadde kati nga wiiki tuwa omuntu akakadde kati wetukuwa akakadde nga ate twagenda okulaba ate gwowadde ate agenda nagula engoye nagula engato gyayitayina yambadde jaketi ennungi ng'akasente kaffe kekakola ekyo. Naye mbagamba nti awamu ne mbakyazaako newange nga nze ndi wanjawulo okwate kwali nate mune begomba byenyine ewange ng'omukulembeze yes kati nentako okulaba nga bapiikinze tuweza abantu 10 bameka 15 wagenda okugamba makyamani ziri entebe wazigula wanti tugende wali wansi eyo entebe ya miliyoni 1.5 wiiki ejja bampa ezange tugikimi tugenda okola tukoze eki twekulaakulanyiza kati awo embeera weyatandikira okulaba ntunoonya stages omusajja kitatta Kampala yali amutereezezza era nze kitatta nja kumwebazadde bamukyawa nze nayingira bodaboda 216 omulungi tabulako kirungi bodaboda najingira 216 bwenjingira 16 twatandika kweyiyo okulaba nga tukola stage ebyo nanga tubitaddewo ebyo byonna twabikolanga nga tetulina stage tuli balubyanza naye nga ffe tuli balubyanza abategedde ekyokukola okweterekera ntugabana abazungu obuzunzi gwe n'omusanga ntwala nyina 3 olugendo lw'omutwalo alugendera 1000 ye lubyanza kati ate gwalinye nolowooza ntambudde bulungi naye bwakuba kwetaano namuwa kyenyi n'atamukuddiza womanyira nti oyo si wakusaaga tolinawo omuloopa naye nze kati alina stage nimanya nti nembibagamba nti bwetubeera ne stage tebajja kutwawula mu bantu abategeera mu bodaboda tufuuke ab'ekitalo ndi musanyufu olwokulaba nti muzze nze sibeerangaku ku TV first time abantu kamba babuulire bayige bategende bagenda kuva batyo mu bwavu mukama wange tuyiya muterevu bwe ntandika mpola mpola stage tugitaddewo yali ya lutalo nja nakugamba ene kano nti nze bwe najja ojja kunsonyiwa TV ezoga nti eno politics no nze nali wa byabufuzi ebitono by'okwagala pulezidenti w'eggwanga nze mu famire yaffe bonna beenaalemu okuva gye banzaala paka ne Kampala wano wetuli nze banzaala Lukunjiri iwaffe nateesinga kukolagana n'abantu b'ennimi za njawulo Bateeso abasoga abakyoli bonna ndi nabo era bwe tutuula olukiiko ne mbayita ogamba ono yabayise omunyankole siri pulezidenti siri kinaye tuli wamu bwe twava emabega wali nkiyinamu nkyetaagira ddala okulaba nga buli ggwanga ndirabyo kakati nga tutandika okugamba stage etandise tufunye bameeya baaliwo ono yali wa DP agamba nabenaali mbateeka batya ku kkubo jjukira Kireka yali erimu entalo Kireka bw'ogituulamu yekyasinza ebyobufuzi ebyabatamanyi oli naavuyo nayonoona ekintu ky'omuntu tamanyi nayonoona naye nga bakozesa wa booda so nesigala nga ngamba sekuritale wange yali mukwano gwange generally tuli gava Luganda ono gwola mudaama nze ndi Munyankole twasinkana busisinkanye ate n'abalala ate treasurer Musoga otegeera okiza okugamba chairman ndi Munyankole yes kati ate lona ofiisa wange Muganda nendaba nti ate buli omu aleeta abeewaabwe tuganyire mu kintu kino osike eggwanga liri nange ensike eri awano noona asike eri obugwanjuba tusigale nga tuli wamu mu masekkati g'e Kampala n'Ekireka sako nkuddirayo emabega nga tuvudde mu mitwalo gyaffe 10 buli wiiki stage emaze okumeruka tugitaddewo batulwanyisiza tugambe ejja kubaawo era Kayihura gyali mu mugambe nti tubula ntende yali wawummula oli musajja nnyo yanyamba n'agamba omusajja oyo n'avulayo akapapula nakatwalira Diso yali mukyala nga abeera awo waggulu n'abaŋŋamba oli mutuufu nnyo Diso n'abyogerako mukole enkulaakulana mwijjemu akasente mukatereke mubeere bumu ekyo bonna akikola tuli ffenna yali mukyala mutoolo n'ateekako omukolo sitampu neeruba nange akategenda ogamira DPC yali kira ateekeko omukono mangu ddala stage eterere kubanga akusindise za IGP tujja kukikola bwe navayo nebagamba genda ku stage chairman wammwe abatwalo wa booda ajja kubayamba naye abasayiningire mubeere awo ne polisi mugiwe copies mutegeeze ki tebakkiriza okukola ki okubeera awo kakati ekirowoozo kisigala ekyamadaamu kivudde ku kakadde neŋŋamba ekitabo kiyanga nibututeeka siringi ebi 5 bijja tuyamba okuva mu bwavu okusinga ze tubadde tukola stage netandika twali bamemba twali mu 10 olwandi noono tutuuka sinaddenabera nsako tukyali mweno tumaze okufuna akasatifikeeti buno obusooka obwekitoototo obwo association eyo tugikola wamala ogikola tutaza okusavinga kumeka 22 yes kati kiri ekyakakadde kikoze eki tukitadde tugenze mu gurupu kyamala emyaka omwaka mulama nga kati zina ebbiri nga tugamba omuntu ono bw'atereka 2,000 zisobola okutuuka mu mwezi ogujja Desemba nga alina 72,000 mu butuufu mu kyalo gyagenda oyinamu kibala ono nagamba naye gwe nti sente zijja kukola nti zijja kukola kankubuli nekino nti owa booda ye muntu ng'osanga olunaku lwa kulisimasi nga mukulisitaayo ng'alina ettooke lya haja alivuga ku lunaku lwennyini naye yalumanya nti kulisimasi nga 25 kuva mu January tayina naye ng'afuna $5,000 buli lunaku katukala kati ekintu kitambula ntugamba nti kyetulina okukola tunyweze eki obumu tunyweze nga tusevinga omwaka ogwasooka twasevinga $2,000,000 tusigala tusevinga 2017 kankubuli omukisa sigwakusaaga Museveni talabika okitegeera bulungi mulimu naba MP abamunoonya bamulaba bageze na mu State House Entebbe aye tebamutuuka nako ali bamutuuka nako nyenze namutuukako nimukwata ni mu ngalo bwenti obadde ki nangamba nkwagaliza emirembe ogaggawali obadde ki ng'egira Museveni 2017 zimuleeta oba ali atambula biki oba yali naaloota bulungi oyo omusajja Katonda wakubirimu nansenyi okyogera naye kirabika bwe kiri aba atuuka bwettu zimusuula nali ntudde kapiki kange ku stage awo ku bibaawo ebyo twali tulinawo ebibaawo yes wali ku poliisi kumpi ne poliisi abantu abo njagala mbalabe deni mukole obubiina wekulaakulanye mbongeremu ku sente deni mugagawale nizza ntize kyeyamani egenda omwalimu nakalema yali nakalema yali nakyobe nzijukira oyo awandiike enamba yammwe tujja kwogeraganya then tulabe tunakikwasaganya tumwongere sente awo ne yasinkana abantu baali bangi awo abamu babifuulanga ebyolubalaatu nembagamba nti nze nalimbira byeko mu busoga eyo ntambuddeko nnyo bwe batyo bagaggawadde bagamba basiru naye nga balina sente kati nengamba tukola ekintu ekyo tutandika okweteekateeka tukola saako twayitawo endooza wiiki emu nga tusindikira aba State House bajja tusomesa sako biki batusomeseza baleta abasomesa training sako bikoze bitya bingi bitwayitamu twatukugamba baba batulimba twaddamu kusingana mu 2018 sibwe kya twamusingana 2018 mwezi gw'omwenda nga tubikooya abantu bamemba baali 10 ne bagamba bino byaki yayi tukiza na kubita kakati ate obukulembeze obulaba si bwangu ono natuka okugwamu amaanyi ne mugato ogwamu maanyi Museveni talimba wabula ebintu byeggwanga bigenda mpola kuba naye yali mu lutalo ng'alwana siso nti yayingira Kampala mulundi ki nga bwe mbikugamba bwe nabigamba ngono tugume tujja kulabira awo nze n'olunaku lwe batukubira nali ntunze ne piki yange nga ngitunze nebagamba nagitunda leero bakutukubira enkya pulezidenti abasinkana ntya bwe nawuliranga eraddu neŋŋamba Museveni ajja oba nedda naddamu nenkuba essimu nkakase byoŋŋamba bituufu oba oli mufere sebo gwe kyamaani wekireka nti enyabu so pulezidenti agenda kujja tulabe nali ndi awo enkeera omukyala bamuyita Nasolo najja nagala gamba Nasolo mulongo ndowooza natugamba kakati mulina kuteekateeka mugenda kukola muti ebintu bwe bityo nti kale oba tuli otuteekateesa ekifo pulezidenti najja yatutukako saawa nga emu budde nga buziki tumusinkana sako ezimu waliwo eyenakawa waliwo eyebbanda banda zirimu 2 waberawo newa neyawa neyabembaawo n'abakatale. Yes. Kati bw'amala okuntuukako amaze okumwaniriza akwata amaze okutuula mu ntebe ye batuyise akwata kiceeke kinene kiringa ekitabo kiringa ebokisi ngaakikwata kati tuwa sente ate batuleetedde ebokisi naye ze sente kazize sente nali nsuubira obukadde nga 3 kubanga nakola poropoza eri obukadde 25 nagenda okulaba bagitukwasanga obukadde ako nagwamu yatuwa miliyoni 3 kwa kampulati n'obukadde 28 ningamba ampadde kakati ningamba ampadde miliyoni 2 kakati bwazireeta zimala okututuukawo tuzigenze okuzifuna ngaga tulina okuba ne checks zaffe zino entono tugenda tukola cheeke yaffe tusayininga tujjayo sente nga tumaze okutuula n'akakiiko kaffe tutandike tutya.
We are going to take a short break. From that short break, we'll come back and be able now to learn what happened after these circle leaders met the president and what has actually come out of that meeting with the president. Then such that we can be able to take a short break. But from that short break, I want to invite you still to look at, there are many people who have been asking us on the process of forming a circle. We still cast those things when you look at them, please look there, and even the process of registering a circle. We will be putting them in this program such that you can be able to follow. Let's take a short break, come back later. Welcome back from the break. I think you've seen yourself issues, things that you should be able to follow when you are forming a circle, as well as when you are going to register the circle, as well as points that you should be able to make, to take note of while making sure that you form a circle. We are here and trying to ensure that people can be able to learn from those who have already formed a circle, have already been able to get government support, have already been to do some products or do things that are helping the circle members. Well, as I told you, we are at Chireka Boda stage circle, from where we're speaking to the leaders on how they have been able to use the resources that they have received from presidential initiative on scaling, and presidential initiatives are many, but I think this one on circles, they received money from the circle, and we would want also to see how these people have actually traced these resources from the president, and how can others be able to learn from this example of Chireka Boda police stage. Before we broke off, I wanted to hear from the secretary of the circle to tell us, before you tell us, just tell us your name and be able to tell us what forced you people to think of forming a circle. What forced you? What kind of problems were you facing? What kind of challenge that you were facing to start thinking of, let's form a circle? Maybe the circle could help us come out of those problems. That's what I want people to hear, and maybe you can learn from me.
Dear viewers, by the names, I'm Owori Yosa, Secretary General, Chireka Boda Police Stage, Circle. We are found in Chireka. Our office is now located opposite Chireka New Tax Park, yet to be opened. That's where we are formed. Circle, generally coming to the word circle, it was the president himself, because as he was passing by Chireka during that time, we were at the stage, we parked at our stage, and the president stopped. He had his own programs ongoing. Then he also saw my chairman with the books, and my chairman was asked, "What are you guys after?" But of course the chairman was collecting people's savings. By then we had acquired a certificate of savings association in our names. So as coming into a circle, it was the president himself who stopped and told us by the roadside that he will boost our circle, he will boost our savings.
But the president phoned you already started.
We were in association.
Now, the reason why I want that.
Then he told us he will only put money in circle.
Yes.
So he promised us to send his team to come and work on us. We form a circle. And that's how, what?
You didn't have any problem, that's why you started the circle.
We did.
The president told you to form a circle.
The president told us to form a circle because he found us savings. He found us saving, and he knew very well he would boost us in order for us to go and elevate some other levels. And now, here comes the situation. His team came down, organized our leadership in this circle. The leaders were elected, paperwork was done, and we finally got the money.
How much money?
We received 30 million shillings into our account. From there, we had our minutes, because these things of circle are determined by the minutes of the general meetings and special meetings. So whatever we had decided in the meetings is what we went ahead to put into.
How many members do you have?
The members who we right now have, who have fulfilled the registration of becoming a circle member, they are 120. But we've got so many, we are in thousands of people who have gotten help from our circle, whereby us fulfilling the requirements for one to be called the circle, we fulfilled, and we even gotten a permanent registration. Because the president...
Before you go there, how many were you first?
We were 34.
34.
By the time of acquiring the temporary or the probationary certificate of a circle, we were 34. But at the stage, we were more than 100.
So what has made you to grow to now?
What has made us to grow? Because we analyzed what we were being taught and we put into practice.
What did you put in practice?
They told us you should save. As for the bylaws that are being passed by the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, we get guidelines from that resolution book or the bylaws that once you are now a circle, you should bring in business into circle. Some of the members would save and would not want to borrow. But by the end of it all, you should encourage him to do more saving by putting into his savings some profits. So we let rooms for business into our circle. More so, like maybe we welcomed so many banks that we are their partners that also came in to give us a helping hand, whereby these thousands of the members who have made us what we are today as our circle. We partnered with the banks gave us motorcycle, and our work as circle leaders was simply to monitor these bikes until they complete the bank's money. And there is some commission that the bank pays.
You told us you started from, Chairman told us, you started from a group level.
Yes.
From around 5 people. Then until you came to the circle, where you started, you were 35 people. Now you are at around the number of 100.
We are thousands of people now into our circle.
The members, the full members?
The full members are the 120. The ones who are responsible to get to know what happens in the circle, yes. How much profit we've made, how much losses we've made.
Members are the only ones who use the circle.
Yes.
Those are people you are looking at that you need them to be part of the circle.
for our circle, be it you a non-member, you're welcome into our circle, provided you're going to follow the rules and regulations. You can come join us safe. It doesn't, when you serve with me, it does not mean you're my member.
You are telling us members, in cooperative principles for which you are registered as a circle, only members of a circle use that, they were supposed to be entitled to that service. Non-members only can benefit from other services, but they are not core, they don't, because circles are member used, are member controlled, and by member governed. You see the point?
You're very true.
So it is only where banks, where you find that even if I'm not a shareholder, I can be able to do that stuff. But also circles do so. So that now, what I want you to tell me, before I even go any other further, if I want to join Chireka border police stage circle, what things do I need? Mukulumba neetaaga ki okusobola okubeera member?
Nakugambye ndi musanyufu okubeera ku TV. Ebintu ebyo si byangu. Era omuntu okujja nga afuuka member, registration waffe ya mitwalo twatandikira mu mutwalo. Katuli mitwalo 2.5. Kitegeeza kiti buli lw'oba ng'osasula ebintu ebyo bukulaga omukwano ku kintu ky'oyingiramu. Ekintu lw'okiyingira ng'olina omukwano oteekwa kukifunamu. Osasula 2.5 registration, emitwalo gyaffe 10 egy'emigabo ze muyita shares. Emigabo egyo agifunamu ddi? Kitwandibadde tugenda konsuulira nti omugabo ogwo gwataddeyo agufunamu ddi. Ate bw'ateekayo omugabo kimukakata okubanga aguseevingirako ssente ezo. Kubanga omugabo gw'otadde teguyinza kugula biki. Wabula ogutaddeyo ate oteeke ne saving asobole okugukuuma.
Njawulo ekyeriwo ku mugabo ne ssente za memba. Njoke tuleke tudde kiki tuleke tudde tutegeere nti omuntu okusasula omugabo oba okusasula memberships zirina ekyenjawulo.
Yes, membership fee oyo gw'olaba taba wuwe ng'ayingira naye afuuka wuwe ng'amaze okutuukamu. Kubanga osobola okwewandiisa n'otaleetayo omugabo. Nowewandiisa nja kwewandiisa ate nsigale nga nseevinga buseevinzi. Mu butuufu oba tojja kufuna benefits mu sako. Nja kufuula nti oli memba oseevinga waweewandiisa naye tolinayo omugabo. Tolinayo shares nti zino ze wawutadde nga weewandiisa nja kuyamba mu bizibu ebyo ebitono nti n'oba ozze nga memba ozze kwewola mu kibiina ky'oguyingiddemu. Nja kuwola nga nkuwola ku bannannyini zino ssente abalina shares zino zetuwola abantu ne zikola amagoba. Kati gwe nja kuwola nga memba sijja kuwola nga nannyini.
Bwe twawula membership oba ogenda okuyingira ekibiina ekya saako n'oteekawo nti nsooka nensasula ssente ezo zinyambako okuba nti kati ndaze obwagazi obukola ki obugenda okuyingira ekibiina. Kakati bwe mala ekyo nengenda ate mu maaso nensasula share capital. Ka share capital eyo yentwalanga ayinako obwannannyini mu kibiina ekyo. Naye okuba nti bwemanga nsasudde membership tekiŋŋaana nga sasudde share capital tekiŋŋaana kubeera memba wa kibiina ekyo. Lwakuba nti kiri ekyokuba nange nyinamu obwannannyini nga shareholder mba sikiwagidde. Kale nekyo ekikwata mba sikinamu mukono. Mba sikinamu mukono naye nga ni memba. Because era siteesa era sirondebwa.
Kifaanagana kati eno banki ento bangerize nga bwogenda mu centenary mulimu bannaggaga ne muba munaffe abaterekayo. Kati ekitegeeza nti membership yange gye mba nsasuddeyo ya akawunti kubanga ogigula bagamba sasula emitwalo 2,200 za akawunti yo. Ekitegeeza mba nfuuse memba waabwe mu kuterekayo. Nate baba bateesa mu by'essente siriiyo. Waliyo mmwe abatuulayo aba capital shares zino ezikola amagoba gaffe ne batugenda ntwewolayo. Kitegeeza nti bwe mba nyina y'akawunti mu banka mu centenary bwe mba neewere tekyetaagisa gamba tadde nzigulewo akawunti baba baludde nange balaba entambula yange bwe mbadde entambula ne basinziro ne bagamba Kasozi tumuwulira akakadde kamu n'ekitundu okusinga gye badde tutambula naye ate abamuyimirira netudda mu share capitals kati share capital oyo tusinga kumukolamu ddi amagoba era baana abandi mukolemuddemu amagoba be bano bamemba abeewandiisiza nti bw'abazze nja kumuwola akasente akatono kalimu amagoba matono kasoboka nga katambuza sako eyo ng'egeininga okugaggawala.
What is most important right now, we need to separate these three things. People to understand membership fee, people to understand share capital, and other things that relate to that. The most important thing, which why in circles require membership, is for somebody to actually express interest, that is willing to be a member of that circle. For share capital, it is where now somebody is trying to have ownership. He has a stake in that institution. That's why share capital is one of the key elements. Before you go ahead and now be saving and doing other things, we want you to be as such that you put a share capital, because that share capital entitles you ownership, part of that institution. So that's why it's very, very important here. But we will have another time when we will have to discuss those two things at a go. But for now, I wanted to appreciate that for you to be a member of a circle, even if you are a member of that association that has actually resulted into a circle, you must, when you are going to be a member of a circle, you must pay membership that you agree on. Like for example, here for them they pay 50,000. Other institutions, if they are depending on how your bag is big in terms of money, you could even pay membership 1 million and above. So it depends on how that society, how those individuals who are actually forming that institution, how they stand financially. So we are still here at Chileka border police stage circle, from where we are discussing the things. Our most important item today, which we want, is for them to be able to tell us, after getting the presidential money from the presidential initiative, where they got from to help them to the circle to be helped, what exactly have they benefited from that money or that support from government of Uganda? And that's what we want now, for them to be able to tell us what benefits they have actually enjoyed as a result of getting that support. We are taking a short break. When you come back from the break, we want to invite you to watch that video about investment.
Investment. In our previous session, we have shown you how to boost your income by borrowing. Borrowing can be lucrative if the loan is used to make more money. This can be done through investing because this money attracts interest. Invest and let your money grow. Investing is putting your money to use so as to allow it to grow. An investment can be in form of property such as livestock, cows, goats, pigs, land, rental apartments, buildings, business, market stalls, grocery shops, borders, or shares and bonds from which you can earn profits. Where do you start from? You can use part of your personal savings to start an investment. Alternatively, you can pool resources as a group, and this is common with friends and peers. A specified amount of money is collected from members at agreed intervals, and later the members can do a joint investment. Individual members can also borrow, usually at a small fee, from the funds collected to start an individual investment. There is power in numbers. You can also invest as a group. Small savings in a small group with your like-minded friends may give you the financial breakthrough you desire. Individually, you may be emotionally attached to a product that does not meet your financial goals. Be ready to let go of it and settle for bigger and better financial ideas as a group. Is there a limit to investment? There are many sectors in which one can invest. One can invest in agriculture, education, forestry, mining, the service sector, and many more. What is important to note is that every investment comes with a risk. There is a risk of losing money when your investments lose value, are stolen, mismanaged, destroyed, or damaged. This does not stop one from investing. Use anything that goes wrong as a lesson learned for the future. If you are investing through a bank or you use an investment advisor, find out from them how to best minimize risk of loss. How can one avoid risks? A few investments such as government securities, bonds and treasury bills usually have very little risks. An individual or a group can invest in a profitable company through buying shares. A share represents part ownership of a company. If you have shares in a company, you can earn some money from the profits the company makes. The price of a share depends both on the performance of the company concerned and on the general economic situation. Alternatively, one can opt for government securities like treasury bills and bonds. Government securities are agreements where an individual or business lends money to government for a specified period of time, between 3 months to 10 years, after which they get their initial money back plus interest. Government securities come with almost no risk of default, and the interest is fixed.
Welcome back from the break. Like I told you, we are at Chileka Boda Police Stage, SACCO, who are actually telling us how the benefits that have accrued as a result of forming a SACCO and as a result of also getting government support. They are part of the SACCOs that have benefited from the presidential initiative of ensuring that they are promoting SACCOs in this country, and they received support. I think they even post of what they have actually benefited. For them, they are dealing in borders, and I think their major product is a border to their members. What benefits, what things do you give to your members?
Generally, from the name border, we are border riders, and we chose to deal with the border or with motorcycles. We give our colleagues motorcycles. So many have rode the motorcycles that pass through our hands to them, and they own those motorcycles in their names. We've handed over the logbooks to them, and they are Bagaga now. Those colleagues of ours, they are so very happy with us because we pushed them. Because our major focus, we want to reach to the extent, maybe in a nearby future, to even do away with Bagaga who are in our business. I am a border rider. Why would I let a workshop nearby me and it is being owned by a certain Mugaga who doesn't know what a border is all about? Who does not know the challenges we face as borders on the road? We are the group of people in this country that is mostly despised everywhere. From my home village, from here city center of the country, from wherever a border is. A border person is mostly despised, being considered to be someone who is a wrongdoer. Anything that happens wrong in a community, it will be put onto a border rider. And here, as our group, that we've seen light, and we've practiced that, even as border, we can earn respect in the community. An example of this circle of ours, this very t-shirt that I've worn. So many Bagaga now come into our office to withdraw their money. We are bank agents. We are being recognized by Bank of Uganda in the names of our circle, or the society that President pushed us, and we've made it. Motorcycles, where we are now, we give our members motorcycle, and we raise awareness that they should save.
If I'm a member now,
yes.
If I'm a member of this circle,
yes,
and I want to get a border, what do I do? What is required of me for me to get a border?
What is required of you to get a border from us? Simply join our circle. We shall get to a border. The process of joining a circle, you earlier on informed the viewers that you should have registered. That is what they call membership fee. You should have bought shares. You become the owner, because you should not join us just by only becoming a member by paying a membership fee. You should go on ahead to even buy shares, so that you should be questionable. You should question us how much profit we made, how much losses we've made, so that we discuss. We should sit on the same round table as we discuss the matters arising. You've got to bring in businesses into our circle. We've helped the community around. Like Moaso, as our office is located nearby Chireka Farmers Market, we've got so many market women whom we've given our savings in the form of borrowing them. And they are not part of our society, which means we are also valuable people in a society. So it is the reason I will maybe request that the president, wherever you put this money brings a lot of challenges to people. But for those who have endured the challenges and they have overcome and they have stabilized, they need more support from you. Because now, all those who despite them, they have come to them, and it is us now taking all those people. Yes.
How many members
we have right now, we've got our own motorcycles that we gave them as circle property. We've got those motorcycles that we acquired them as a result of partnering with the banks. Because we had over-mailing members that we couldn't withstand them, we couldn't accommodate them as we SAC alone. We had to partner with the banks because the money is always in the bank. And the bank also looks for people who are organized. That's why our circle, we are at the forefront of getting organized in the border business. And the banks now embraced us. We are working as one. The bank gives us this motorcycle, we monitor, they pay commission, that whoever bought share from our circle earns that commission as a profit at the end of every year.
Dear viewers, we are still at Chireka border stage, from where we are discussing the benefits that accrue from being a member of a circle, as well as the benefits that are accrued to institutions like circles after getting government support. Now, the other thing, when you're talking about share capital, the other thing I wanted to clarify is that share capital, the most important part of it, apart from ownership, it also helps you when you actually, at the end of the year, when a circle makes profits, you get what you call dividends. Now, those dividends, the member gets according to what he has put in. So it helps you when you pay share capital. At the end of the year, when the circle has made capital, has made the profit, then you get dividends based on what you put in. So that's the other element of the share capital. But tonight it was not a point of discussing that. Tonight we are discussing the issue of the benefits accruing from the circle, and also looking at where the money is put, what is coming out of there. If government supports this institution, what's coming out of there? We are discussing that tonight. Chairman, bantu bameka ba members bo, because wangambye twatandika batano.
Kati member okumuwe pichipichi ebintu bibiri oba bisatu ateekeddwa okuba nga alina waakolera ng'oggyeko memba wange gwe ntambudde naye ebbanga lyonna, kubanga epikisi zigabye wano wokka nga byenateete Kibuli zonna ziva mu sako wano. Mukira toyogera, Mukono toyogera, Museeta toyogera, paka Walugazi. Ebintu kitegeeza nti tukola gyekiri. Ate buli kyekyembanga ngenda okutuuka omuwa epikipiki eyo asooka okusomesebwa. Ozze mu kukola saagala bya bufuzi, saagala kwekalakasa ku kkubo, saagala kuvuma muntu ku kkubo, omuntu muddize balansi atobeere n'empisa, obwe bugagga obusoboka. Obwo n'amala okitegeera ojja kuba omaze okufuna ssente ne mu sako ojja kuyambibwa byonna. So bwe mmala ekyo nti kati stage gye njagala w'okolera, bwe mmala okubeera nga mugamba kaakati olina okusasula omugabo mu sako, owandiisibwe, awo tuli mu Luganda olutuufu, owandiisibwe owe ne ssente z'okwewandiisa $2.2. Bw'amala okwewandiisa nga muganga olina okuteekayo ne zino. Bw'omala oziteekayo nga memba, olina ate ne ssente zolina okuteekayo ezitawera $60,000 osobola okuvuga epiki eyo looni ogimaleyo ate efuuke eyo. Ate mu ssente entono, percentage esembayo kuba entono nga eya sako. ogenda okulaba nga epiki omwana agivugidde miliyoni 5 mu emitwalo nga 2. Mu butuufu oyo omuntu aba afunye ekintu kyokuva mu bwavu. Mba njawukanye n'omuyindi. Erwaleero kankugereze nti mwebali muno osanga bali eyo manya bitongole ebiri bingi omwana piki agivuga miliyoni 8-9 abanga avuga hipsam agenda ogimalayo ng'ekutuse nga tekyasobola kuvamu eddaaka kadde. Oyo omwana atagenda kufuna mu ssako aba tagenda kugaggawala okujjako okulaga ng'omusse busi n'asigala ng'abonaabona. Nze nyakuzzaayo wali nti bwe mala okusinkana muzeeyi n'atukwasa ceeka eyo era nga tumaze okukola enteekateeka yonna ffe nga tulina ekintu eki kimu tugamba nti kikasita tufuna zino entandikwa ebo emaze okutereera. Naye mmwe ne mujja muyina enkola mwetaaga bamaneja mwetaaga abakozi kati ate omukozi ogalala nteekemu tamanyi bino gye bivudde. Kyova olaba kampuni ziggwa buli ogiteeka mu famire efa beba n'abakozi mwetaaga. Twagamba katuwa abantu emirimu kuba ne pulezidenti akagoma omuntu omulimu okwekalakasa toddamu kumulaba omanye omuntu ebiseera ebisinga yeekalakasa talina kyalina ate enjala bwe muluma n'agookoka musanga ali bwati gwazukka nga yalidde ekyeggu kukuba omusanga atabuze olwokutaba na mulimu. Kati nze naye mbagamba nti omulimu ngobawadde epiki zetwagula netuzigulako endala nezijjanga zeeyongera yadde tulina eza post bank naye tulina n'eza sako. Kati sako wetuyimiridde ng'ebyaffe oyinza okutuukira ku bisembayo eyo mu maaso katono tuli mu piki zaffe tuweze piki ziwera 5 kati ku miliyoni ameka tujja tukikola tutya nti ffe nga chairman treasury secretary katulwane twewolere mu linnya lya sako etuwe pikipiki zino tuziwe abavuzi baleete sente mu sako ziddeyo tufuneko akatono tutambulire awo. Kyova olaba mu kira tusiinamu obuvuyo bwa bodaboda. Sako eno singa nali saayita mu bizibu bino bw'ogenda ku mwana wa bodaboda oyinza okutamuwa omulimu bw'osanga wasula ogamba ono tajja kukola sente azireeta. Kaakati nsooka kudda ewange gye nava nali mwavu nnyo ate okusinga ono gwe nambula. Interest mazima nakikugambye nti beera n'empisa n'amazima esente ntono z'ofunye zituuse gye zina okugenda ojja kutuuka w'oyagala. Nkakakasa nti abantu be naakawa emirimu bonna nabasanga bali bubi naye kati balina n'abakyala n'abaana.
Oli kungamba nnyo abantu nti balimu abantu abafunye mu ssaako eyo. Bali nkisooke tuwulize ku bantu abo tulabe ki kye batugamba.
Yes, my name is Othieno Emmanuel Japians. I work with Chireka Boda Boda as a member of the SACCO, and as well I also work in hand with the treasurer of the SACCO. That is basically what we have benefited from the SACCO as members. First of all, me, I'm one of the beneficiaries. I acquired my first motorcycle from the SACCO that I'm working in, and this motorcycle has helped me a lot. It has helped my family, it has helped me paying fees of my children, and it has changed my life since I didn't have any job out there. But this motorcycle has really changed my life. That is why you can see me today standing before you and speaking with you.
Atenge pichi jampa nkadde ono na atenge yenkadde angame nti ngenda gisasula wona wegwera ku milioni nga milioni 8 kitundu ate olwatuuka wano ku musaake eno bangamba ogenda kuleetayo emitwalo 6 ebiseera ebyo ogenda kuleetayo emitwalo 6 tukuyambe. Process yantwalira ekinene nnyo zaali wiiki 3 ne bampa piki UEX stroke the number plate eno giraba ne bagimpa nensasula mpola nga kale si bya kifere nti nga bano abantu abalinda nti katumulinde mulinga bo basaba ekuleme bagikulemesi kitegeera nga ne osobola okutwala wiiki 2 sente nga zibuzeemu nenge era kiri bankola kibenkalejinga bakwenkalejinga sasula piki nensasula mpola ate yali mpya neyagwira okugatta sente zonna zino sasula ate yagwira mu bukadde 5 n'emitwalo 9 ebiseera ebyo nagenda okibalamu nga bigweredde mu bukadde 5 n'emitwalo 9 ndowooza okiraba empya n'enkadde.
What I can tell the young youths out there or other members who would wish to join us, Chireka Boda Boda Circle is a very good place to be. Is a very good place to be. We welcome them. We give all the services that they may wish to require, just like I've received mine. So for them, they may come in and receive a better one than even the one I received. Since it is building each and every day, we are having a saving scheme besides the Boda Boda section. This saving scheme is running daily, and we are starting from the least amount possible, from 2,000 shillings to any amount that you would wish to save daily.
Dear viewers, we are still watching from Chireka Boda Boda Police Stage Circle, from where we actually been listening. Those testimonies we've been listening to are from Chireka Boda Boda Stage Circle, who have actually benefited from the presidential initiative, and I think they are showing the benefits which they have actually enlisted. I think the government support in this circle has not gone futile. I think it is actually achieving results. So those who are still on the verge of doubting, please join the circle. And such that when government supports you, because the government doesn't support individuals, it supports institutions. So join a circle. After joining a circle, then you can be able to get the benefits in that perspective. Secretary, we want you to just, as you conclude, please tell us what's the way forward.
I am informing the general public that they shouldn't undermine border borders. We are valuable people in our society. As now I go ahead to inform those politicians who always take advantage over border riders. We are a circle now. Next time here in Shira municipality, if you're a politician from here, you should come to consult circle first. Come put that money into circle. We shall authorize you to use our riders the way you would feel like. Not using us and dumping us anyhow. Because now we can stand and maybe even an MP can, through our circle, acquire whichever amount he wants from the bank. We are there. If you become our member, we shall recommend you and you will get that money. That money is monitored by the circle. That is our, so far, where we've reached. So I remain as always Secretary General, Police Stage Circle.
TV kyeboogerako tebagirimbirako. Njagala okkiriza ogaane nti President akoledde eggwanga naye abangi tebanabitegeera. N'abitegeddera abatono bagaggawadde. Era naffe we tuli bagagga. Ndowooza ojja kulambula olabe. Ezo ssente. Sekutule tomulabye ng'ageze n'olubuto. Naye nange ngezi yatennyirira. Agezi ali ekyemisana bulungi. Era ne we tuli kyekyo. Kati nze nga bwe nkunyonyodde nti abavuzi baffe bali bulungi essaawa zino. Next time tujja kubayita obalabe ate nga bali ne mu kulya n'okunywa. Si kubayita nti tujja kubeera nga mu bizibu byakubawa mirimu. Kwolwo njagala babe nga balya n'okunywa. Ne pulezidenti w'eggwanga manyi nti abantu be miliyoni 3 balina kye bakoze. Ate nyakulwana nnyo mu musinkane si bino byagwa kuyimirira bagambe nti kino no yeetaaga kumunyunya nga tulina we tutudde nga ali wali tumubuulire nti kino bwe kibeerawo tojja kuddamu kulya muvuyo mu ggwanga. Nate n'awalala tutambule tusomese bannaffe. Yes. Omuntu yenna bw'oba oli eyo nga tolina kabiina k'otuddemu, mu butuufu ogenda kufa ng'oli mwavu ogambe nti eggwanga bankulembera bubi. So nkukubiriza oginoonyesako y'ekireka Boda Boda Police Stage Circle ekireka ku poliisi. Nze nsinga okutereeza awantu awo mu kisenta okulaba omuvuzi wa boda yandibadde ayimiridde ati yandibadde afaanana atya ng'avuga pikipiki. Sooka ayambala ebigere simukiriziganya naye siripa. Ekyo nteeka okukyaginga eyo obutereevu nzimugjamu simulinda kigiteekaawo nga tujja zinoonya agende ng'alabika ng'omuntu omukozi. Ekirala njagala kwebaza pulezidenti w'eggwanga nti ddala kyeyakola kirungi nnyo batono nnyo. Sisuubira ne pulezidenti yali akikozeeko mu ggwanga alambule abantu ate abawe sente z'enkulaakulana. Sikibulirangayo kujja kuba bannamawulire nza oba mulina gye mubimanyi. Naye wano akikoze. Ekyokulabirako ate ne First Son ekyo kankikubuulire oyinza okuba tokimanyi. nali awo naye natugumulako ebintu kankubuulire bano abantu sibakusaaga banoonya muntu ayagala enkulaakulana kaino lugaba muhoozi okukaka natuwa piki 12 juzi era abaana bali mu kuzivuga ate baseevinga bulungi lwakuba nti munkyalidde mu budde obutali bwakunyuka naye wandubulidde oyina essanyu ng'olaba omunnyo guyingira bateekayo bafuluma bano baleeta ne bayiwayo ne bateekayo eza piki ne seevinga obutabo ne basayininga nja kubikulaga mu ofiisi yange awo so pulezidenti mukuutira kino oba mumusaba akkirize nziremu musinkane nga sibyakwekalaakaasa akkirize oba kisoboka akapiki kange nja kukavuga nga teeke ku state house munoonye kubanga abantu bamwetaaga niba bataze naye afune batusindikira batwongere akasente mu ssako ogenda kulaba abaana abalina omuvuyo togenda kuddamu kugulaba.
Dear viewers of UBC TV, I think you've heard for yourself of how a circle can transform the lives of its members. You've heard from the leadership of the Chileka Boda stage, police stage, how they have been able to transform, how they got support from the government, and how they have been managed to use that money very well and make sure that they benefit their members. How I wish other members could also take a leaf and ensure that whatever circle, the purpose for which they form, they is full to the last end and then be able to help its members. Until we meet again next time, I want to wish you a good night.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Senkyu points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 Senkyu points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Senkyu points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Senkyu points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
The global COVID-19 pandemic led the nation to 2 years of unprecedented learning, disruptions and closures. Now it is the time when the country is getting focused on upcoming school reopening. This is not a time for despair. This is a time to deepen community engagement for safer schools reopening. Rural Broadcasters Owners Association (RUBA), in partnership with Ministry of Education, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, World of Bingwa, Teacher Talk Magazine and Stanbic Bank will engage parents, learners, teachers, school proprietors through an inclusive National Safe Back to School Symposium. The National SB2S Symposium is a countrywide 3 days of deliberation hosted at UBC and aired